Look at what's going on, everybody, man. Look, it's a beautiful day. If you're an individual that's out here complaining about how you're not making no money, it's hard, it's rough. Yes, it is. Grocery prices are up, gas prices are up. You go buy a vehicle, those prices are up. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. You've been working at the warehouse for 18 years. You topped out. You're working maybe that fast food restaurant. You're topped out. Whatever you're doing, you're topped out. Now it's time to make a pivot. So you might say, well, man, hey, all I got is a high school diploma. That's fine. I had just a GED. And what I did is I got into trucking. I got my CDL and I got into food service. That's exactly what I do. Food service. Run up and down the ramp all night, delivering groceries to 9 to 12 stores a night. And like I said, it provides a good living. While a lot of people are getting laid off, we're pretty steady because we all know, even though people are losing their jobs, even though people are complaining about they're broke, people are still going to eat out at your fast food restaurants, your McDonald's, your Chick-fil-A, your Wendy's, your Zaxby's. People are still going to eat out. So as long as people still end up eating out as a food service delivery driver, you're still employed. Now, there are pros and cons of being a food service delivery driver, especially if you are what I call a third party. Third party is the ones where, not you, but you have your sales team go out there and, might roll up to Wendy's. Hey, who's your supplier? Who's coming? Oh, we got, U.S. Food, or we got McLean, or whatever case is. Okay, well, how much are they charging you to house and deliver? And how often? What are the scheduled times? What are they doing? What are the other? It's like that. When you have that, that's one of the things of being food service. You have the third party. But then you also have some of these food service where, like your Papa John's, your Domino's, now Chick-fil-A is coming out with their own DC where they're delivering to their own stores. They're owning their own product. So you have those type of supply chains where now you don't have to really worry about anything because you own everything. So if you deliver for Domino's, you're delivering for Domino's, you don't have to worry about competing with a third party or whatnot. You just gotta make sure you do the right thing. Make your deliveries on time. Make sure they're getting their product. So, like I said, it's labor intense. You either run down the ramp or you got a lift gate, and maybe you're taking an electric power jack to the back of the door, pull it, or stack it on your two-wheel handcart, run into the store. That is very consistent work, consistent pay. Being that, like I said, everybody likes to eat out. So you don't really hear too many food service companies that are going under. You don't hear about your Cisco, your U.S. Foods, your Cheney Brothers, your PFG. If anything, you hear about the smaller companies getting bought out by a bigger company. So I always tell individuals, if you're just getting your CDL, you might not want to go over the road. You might want to be home. Look for your local food service. Food service is always going to be hard. They get to the point where they get desperate, where they need people, drivers, to the point where they will hire you right out of trucking school. They're going to train you for 30 to 60 days, and then voila, have a good day. Here you go. Here's your load, your manifest, your keys, your scanner, the truck key. Be safe. Have a good night. Voila. You're going to make good money. 16, over $2,000 a week, but you're going to put in that work. If you don't mind putting in that work, it's the best thing that an individual can do in this day and time with all the layoffs and stuff like that. So you have to make sure that even when you get in this game, don't take the money and buy liabilities. Take the money and buy assets, because at the end of the day, a lot of guys, girls get in this game and they're late 20s, late 30s. Some of them getting there in their 40s. So you think about, if you get in this game in your 40s, maybe 50s, you say to yourself, well, how long can I do this for? Well, how long do I want to do this for? Let me take that extra $500 to $1,000 that I'm making that I'm saving every paycheck, and let me put it into an investment and have the investment grow, and that way I can get out of the game quick. And if you have a lot of debt, car loans, personal loans, maybe you got a mortgage, and you get in this game, you can work extras and put that extra money towards your debt, pay your debt off, get done, and then you don't have to be in the food service trucking game for the rest of your life. You can do it for a season, maybe 2, maybe 5, maybe 10 years, and then you're out and you do something else. Don't get stuck in this game, especially if you hate it. Do it for a season. A lot of individuals get in this game, they're like, man, shoot, man, I'm making all this money. Yeah, but you're doing a lot of wear and tear. You're working overnight, physical, and we all know as we get older, our bodies start shifting, start breaking down. So you have to find what I call an exit plan or exit strategy. If you're with a food service company that have shuttle drivers, maybe you say, hey, in the next 5-10 years, I want to become a shuttle driver. Or I might want to become a hustler where I'm working in the yard just moving trailers because I've done my time of throwing cases, running up and down around. Don't let mainstream media tell you that you have to get in this field and you have to do it the rest of your life. Because I know plenty of guys that have gotten into this field, done 5 to 7 years. Heck, I knew one guy did 2 years, and he built his own empire. And here it is later, 7 years later, he's doing good. So at the end of the day, you have to learn to come up with your own life. Don't let social media tell you how you should do things. Come up with your own life, because everybody has their own life. Some people are going to be lifetime workers until they're 65, 70, or whatever the case is, which is no problem. But some people have big dreams, big goals. Maybe it's get into another corporate job, or maybe start a business. At the end of the day, you need to sit down, talk to your spouse, pray about it, get rid of all your debt, and take that leap. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow ain't promised, next day ain't promised, and you don't want to be one of the individuals that leave this earth and be like, well, shoot, he wanted to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, I had him on my sewer, one of my bosses, my manager, district manager. You know what I'm saying? 42 years old, passed away a couple weeks ago. And we all talked about, his biggest goal was that he been with the company 21 years, like I say, 42 years old. So, he got into the game early. His end goal was he wanted to become a VP, and he wanted to own a boat rescue business. Well, look what happened. He never made it to it. He never made it to owning that boat rescue business. He passed away at age 42. You know what I'm saying? He got the position that he wanted, VP. Might not have been the location, but he became the VP. But he also wanted to own a boat rescue business. And so that's what I'm saying. So when we have things that we want to do, we got to stop sitting on our hands and thinking about it. We got to learn to do it. We got to learn to put the fear behind us and do it, because at the end of the day, you have to think and you have to say to yourself, good Lord ain't going to steer you in the wrong direction. You can have faith all day long, but if you ain't working towards it, what is it? Nothing. It's dead. So as we're on this earth, we have to pivot and do what you got to do. Now, some people are going to tell you, why would you want to leave that corporate job if you're making, well over 6 figures, to maybe start your own, or maybe go into another corporate role or whatever, a corporate job or whatnot. At the end of the day, it is your life for you, your wife, your kids. You sit down, you talk to your wife, and y'all come up with a game plan, and you know it's going to work out. You feel it's going to work out. She has your back. He has your back. Do it. Don't sit here and listen to mainstream media. Because mainstream media gonna tell you, oh nah, man, you can't do it. There's no such thing as doing something you enjoy, or you know, you gotta think outside the box. Why would you? You're already making, you know, 6 figures. Why would you want to start your own? You're gonna work more. The first couple of years, you ain't gonna make as much money. But if you know you have a end goal, if you have a vision, do it. As long as you got a vision, and stop telling everybody. Matter of fact, make the pivot, make the move on yourself. By yourself. If you know, hey, you know what? I paid up all my bills. I done got rid of all my debt. I got this much money saved. I got the opportunity to do this, start a business. Or I got the opportunity to get into that corporate job that I always wanted to get into. You know what? I'm finna pivot. I'm finna do it. I'm not gonna tell nobody until the day that they give me an offer letter and say that, hey, will you accept this offer? Then that's when I put in my 2 weeks, my 3 weeks notice. But other than that, I'm not telling nobody. Yeah, you're gonna tell your spouse, but friends, family, co-workers, work, don't tell nobody. You just make the pivot, make the move. Don't sit here and feel like, well, you know what? I'm in this job, I'm making good money. Yeah, it's not the ideal job that I thought that I would be doing, but I'm making good money, so I'll settle. If you're not happy with that job, why settle? Because a lot of times when you're not happy, you're stressed out. And we all know stress kills. You're stressed out to the T. You're making good money, but you're like, I'm stressed out. I'm coming home. I'm stressed. I'm missing, you know, the livelihood with my kids. It's not. So you want to chase the bag all day long, but when your kids have, you know, activities or awards, you're not there because what you're doing, you're chasing the bag. So at some point in life, you gotta learn how to chase that bag and also be there for your kids. If you don't want to be obligated, or you don't want to feel like, you know, a burden, I tell anybody, don't have no kids. Because once you have kids, it's there. You got to be there for your kids. Because yeah, you can be a very beautiful. You can be a great provider. But when little Johnny has that, you know, that award ceremony, and you can't make it because you got to work, even though you request a day off and they say, no, we got 200 people off, you can't make it. Or if little Johnny or little Sue has that game that she wants you to be there, because when she looking around in a crowd in the audience, she see a bunch of her teammates. Well, mother and father is there, but then you're not there because why? You're chasing the bag. Don't have any kids, because at the end of the day, the kids are gonna be the ones to suffer. Don't have no kids. I've been there before, where you miss out on everything because you got to work. So think about it. Now that my kids are older, they understand. Now, hey, if I want, I can pivot. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if I'm not there, I can make a pivot. But when they're small and they're growing up, you got to be there. You got to show love. You got to show, hey, I'm here. Dad is not just a bank. Dad is going to be a bank. He's going to be there when your games, your awards, if you're having parent-teacher conference, he is there. Nah, hey, where is your dad? Oh, he's always working. Nah, man. People don't realize that affects kids mentally. So, folks, think about your life. 2026. Yeah, it's hard, but if you in a household where you're married, or you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all living together, y'all both working, y'all need to sit down and see all the liabilities that you have and work towards getting rid of those liabilities, because once you work towards getting rid of those liabilities, you'll realize how much money you will free up. All right, y'all take it easy, man. Peace.